twice now the Celtics have been first to the floor. They try to save with Horford. Unbelievable.
Boston first to the floor. So good.
Brown fakes, fires up the three. Bang! Tatum dives on the floor. Everybody dives. Jaylen Brown with the flush. Blocked by Porzingis. He's doing it all. Tatum spinning, driving, layup. Got it. Washington drives. Blocked by White. Oh, what a block from Derek White.
Wayne Spooney here for the First to the Floor podcast. I am joined by Jake Eisenberg, the fastest fingers on the Twitter sphere. Jake, how we doing? Big win from the C's, 115-101 over the Raptors. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Apologies for being slightly late here. I know Z Gamer will be all over us, but in honor of Bill Simmons and the Tommy Gun beef, I had to get my Twitter fingers out and start some beef. Let's go.
Well, we'll talk about it. First, we should definitely hit this Raptors game. And can I just say, like, I think I'm alone and I'm not alone. That's a crazy thing to say, but I truly hate the Raptors, and I especially really hate Scotty Barnes. And like seeing Scotty Barnes look awful all game, constantly getting cooked by Jaylen Brown. Dude, Abby even said it. She was like, oh man, they are not scared of the Scotty Barnes matchup, just going at him over and over again. The Celtics could not get a three to go. Shot 28.6 from three. I checked. This was by far their highest percentage of their points in the paint by like a massive percentage of a game this season. The Raptors were running them off the line over and over. Didn't matter. Celtics got downhill, finished at the rim. And it was like 10-point game. Basically, it felt like the entire time, and just kind of a comfortable win against a sort of floundering but good Raptors team.
Yeah, they are like quintessential regular season, like solid defense, pretty well coached, like not bad talent, some high level shot making from Brandon Ingram, who had some nice moves, and Scotty Barnes, who is like, you know, comfortably in all-star range. I don't know if I see him in the All-NBA category. Like some people are really high on Scotty Barnes. I just think you need to be a much better scorer for me to really take you seriously from that perimeter position, because I love the defense. But like, and like the playmaking is there, but man, he's like hot shooting stretch from last season that lasted like 6 to 8 weeks. I feel like makes people think that he's a good shooter, or at least a capable shooter. He's a sub 30% for his career and sub 30 comfortably in the last 2 seasons. Like, that's just not going to get it done. And when you talk about the playoffs, those types of weaknesses as like the best player, as a perimeter player on the team, are just going to be massively scrutinized, massively picked at. And this team, the Raptors, is easily my number one choice for the first round.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Maybe the Heat. Those two kind of tied.
The Heat, like, I feel like I have the leftover traumatic, like, devil magic stuff going on, but we match up really, really well against this version of the Heat. And I said it when we had Forsberg on, like, a lot of what scared me about the Heat was Jimmy Butler. And now that he's gone, I just feel so much less worried about the Heat. But yeah, like Scotty Barnes to me, I just think it's absolutely insane the way people talk about him, like being in the all NBA mix. He's averaging 18 a game on 57% true shooting. Like, that's like Peyton Pritchard averages basically 18 a game, and he's more efficient. Like, what are we talking about here? And I get like he has some good counting stats, like 7.5 rebounds, 6 assists, but you know, the 6 assists to me is not super impressive when he plays with the ball in his hands as much as he does. Like, he is kind of their offensive fulcrum along with Ingram. And I know that, you know, Quickly didn't play, but like, to me, he's their guy. He's going to dominate the ball for this team, and he's averaging 18 on league average efficiency. Like, it's completely mind-blowing to me. I think he's a great sort of off-ball defensive playmaker. I've never been impressed with his on-ball defense. He claps a lot. He fouls a good amount when he's on the ball. But I think he's wildly overrated. It absolutely blows my mind the way people talk about him.
Yeah, he's good, but Yeah, I like the whole NBA conversation is where I'm like, okay, no, I'm not getting anywhere close to that with Scotty Barnes. He's 22.7% usage, so it's high, but not. It's kind of Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett are a little bit ahead of him, but Chucky Hepburn at 4th in 2 games played here. Get him up, you fella.
Hell yeah.
Love to see that. All right, Celtics win, and anytime you can win a game where you shoot like sub 30% for 3 while the opponent shoots 40% from 3 is kind of an anomaly. And I think speaks to the chasm in between the Raptors and the Celtics. And the Celtics feel like they're kind of finding another groove here. They really, since the Wolves game where they shat the bed, and they lost to the Hawks, but Tatum didn't play and Jalen was horrendous. And that in itself was really weird. And they come out since then and have been awesome. The schedule this time of year is always weird. But I think when you zoom out basically from Tatum's return, I mean, for the whole season, but like I feel pretty good about their rhythm right now, even though they couldn't knock down shots last night.
Yeah, man. And I think that Hawks game was the 3rd game in 4 nights anyway, too. So, I mean, that stuff's just going to happen real quick on Scotty Barnes. He averages 16 more touches a game than Ingram or Barrett. Like he's just on the ball a ton. The fact that his usage is so low is, I think, a negative in that he can't generate enough shots to soak up that usage. You just got to move the ball. Anyway, I'll get off my.
I love it. You do hate Scotty Barnes. He's no Alex Sarr.
No, that's my guy. Yeah, man. Like the way this team is playing, like, they are peaking at the exact right time. I thought this Raptors game was extremely, extremely impressive. Like the Raptors basically tried to completely eliminate the Celtics from shooting threes, because for me, it's not even the percentage. It's that we only got up 28. I should have checked this before the show, but I suspect that's a season low or damn near a season low. And the way this team just adapts on the fly is indicative of like incredibly elite coaching and guys that are completely tuned in to what their coach is telling them. It's like, okay, they're going to run us off the line. They're going to throw like traps and hard hedges or just straight doubles at Tatum. And then Tatum's just getting off the ball immediately. It's like, okay, let's get Jaylen Brown against Pirtle or Jaylen Brown against Jacoby Walter, and just let him go to work, clear it out, empty side, and he'll generate a bucket or he'll get somebody open. Like our normal stuff, the way we normally play offense was not. The Raptors took it away and it just absolutely didn't matter. I mean, it was just a constant flow of bodies to the rim. And like, not only did we shoot poorly, we turned it over 15 times too. Like this is the exact type of game. Like if you're a Raptors fan and I say we shoot 28.6% from 3 on 28 attempts and turn it over 15 times, you'd be like, how much did the Raptors win by? And they got spanked.
What I loved about this game as well, it was like, okay, they kind of kept it close, and then they just laid this smack down in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay, we haven't really been ourselves. The turnovers, the offensive rebounds early were I'm getting my games mixed up. The turnovers were definitely a big problem early in this game. Only 1 turnover in the 4th quarter, and they shoot 67% from the field. And again, 2 for 4, like 50% from 3, but only 2 from 4. So like, I do think that the only way to credibly slow down this Celtics offense, unless you have just like elite personnel like an OKC, is to switch. You have to suppress the 3-point volume and try and drag them into the mud and force them into some of their more ISO ball tendencies, which is obviously, what happens when you switch everything a lot of the time. And 2 things. One, Queta, and we're going to get into the Queta Tatum like deep dive on the Patreon after this, but when teams switch, you can slip the screens and you find guys over the top or little bounce passes into little creases and seams in the defense. Having Tatum back for that specific thing, I missed it. I missed it a lot, because just being able to be 6'10" and just Queta slips in behind, whether it's Mamu or Scotty Barnes or Ingram or whoever they're bringing into these actions, being able to throw the ball over the top to Queta, who can go and get it, and I think Vooch will get to here as well. It just gets the offense moving, and it provides a way to get the defense in rotation without having to go ISO. And then in the minutes that Jakob Poeltl was out there, I was like, I'm guessing he was maybe a team worst, and he wasn't a team worst plus minus wise, but he was a -8. Oh no, that was just the fourth. That was just the fourth
No,
quarter.
Pirtle was a team worst -16.
Okay, yes, he was a team worst -16 because as soon as he was out there, it was like that's the perfect big man for Jayson Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow-footed, has to play drop coverage, doesn't have a ton of physicality and vertical pop at the rim, kind of just plays sound positionally. Just way too easy for us to attack.
Yeah, man. And like Mamu did his best. He's certainly more switchable than Pirtle. I thought he had some really nice defensive possessions, but like if it's him out there, you just have absolutely no rim protection. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Which I'm quoting Z Gamer's comment here is the JT, JB, and PP can kill you on ISOs though. So be damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean. I think you're spot on. And like outside of having just truly elite defensive personnel, there's not really a way to stop this team from generating the looks they want to generate. And the offense was even damn good against OKC. I think it was like 75th percentile in the half court against Oklahoma City in that second game. So we are, I don't know, man, like we're getting to the point where this team's offense is, I mean, right up there with the title team when it was clicking on all, on all levels.
Cylinders.
There we go. Cylinders. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Not a car guy. So like there's just not a whole lot you can do because if you have one bad defender out there, they're so good at being patient and working the possession until they get that guy in an advantageous matchup. Felt bad for Jacoby Walter a few times, man. Like he was getting absolutely picked on and he did okay. But just over the length of a game, he's just not big and strong enough to handle either of the Jays, and they need him offensively because like nobody else on this team can shoot. Where's Grady Dick at, man? I can't believe he's totally out of the rotation. I mean, he's just out of the rotation. I'm a Grady
Big
fan. Yeah, love Dick. So, but anyway, so I just like this is a horrible matchup for the Raptors. Like there's just nothing they can do against us because they need Pirtle for his rebounding and rim protection. And we just eat him alive.
Yeah, I just it's not sustainable to go small. I don't think over and over again because that's when I think it didn't bore out today too bad. I mean, yesterday too badly, but I think that's when the margins will become a huge problem. Whether it's with the rim protection you just mentioned, but like the rebounding gap. If you just don't have Pirtle out there, the offensive rebounding for the Celtics is going to start to tilt back, and then the defensive rebounding for the Celtics is really. I actually can't believe how good the defensive rebounding is at this point now compared to where we were at the beginning of the season. They've been the best in the league since basically January. And then you added Jayson Tatum back, who is leading the NBA in like total rebounds over the past 5 or 6 games. Part of that is his 18 rebound game. But that's the whole point, is that he can actually have a game where he has 18 rebounds. And so, yeah, that's not a sustainable solution to go small with this team. Yeah, Jacoby Walter out there. It's like, okay, when Quickly comes back, you're going to go small with also him out there as well to try and give you a little bit more pop offensively. It's really, it's untenable. And this is not a surprise. Like, this is why I am kind of surprised they've been able to hang on in the standings to the degree that they have, because every time I see them, I'm pretty unimpressed. And every time I watch them, I'm pretty unimpressed. I guess that probably says more about that morass of teams in that group. And they did build a nice little foundation of wins in the first part of the season. They've kind of just slowly been trending down the standings. Individual players, quick Tatum watch, because that's what we're watching. The trend back towards Jayson Tatum continues to be very clear and very direct. There was one play I'll run here which I was like, this is very Tatum back, gets the steal late in the game. Game's pretty much over, but then goes coast to coast, past Ingram, past Barrett, gets up and comfortably throws it down. Well, there we go. That to me was like, okay, just one of the bigger. Ooh, I see kind of the everything, the athleticism. Obviously, the overall floor game has been outrageous, but looking just for those little moments of athleticism, I thought that was a big moment for Tatum.
Yeah, man. I thought I think if anything has not totally come back, it's his on-ball defense. But I think you're just slowly starting to see those flashes of his high-level athleticism in that size. The 5 turnovers look bad, but they were the dumbest 5 turnovers. 2 off-ball offensive fouls, a 5-second as an inbounder, and then that offensive foul on the last shot of the second half. So he only really had one true live ball turnover. That's a problem. So yeah, man, this is kind of one of my favorite versions of Jayson Tatum because he is just letting the game come to him to such a crazy level. It feels like he has the occasional possession where he sort of forces it a little bit, but the vast majority of the time, the way he's getting off the ball quickly or just working into the matchup he wants. And some of the passing is just friggin' incredible, man. He had that one drop to, I think it was Pritchard. Look at this. It's we prepared here.
So 2 ridiculous ones in this game where this one, and we're going to play this again in the Queta Tatum deep dive, but this one, they hedge with Pirtle. Look at this fucking dribble, dude. Just crosses Pirtle at the top and then dumps it to Queta. And then this one.
This is the Pritchard one, yeah.
Yeah.
Behind his head.
Gets downhill behind his head as 3 defenders collapse in on him. So
it's so accurate. That's right in the shooting pocket, dude, too, is what's so crazy.
It's beautiful. Even the first play of the game, they got a rebound. It was a fast break and just perfect draw the defender, smooth, one hand, and kind of a difficult to execute pass to Derek White at the beginning of the game. I think I've mentioned I've been hesitant to agree with the idea that he's taking another passing playmaking leap because he was so fucking good at passing and playmaking at the back end of last season, averaged 7 assists after the All-Star game. But he's the last 6 games averaging 8 assists, and the advantage creation is just so effortless at the moment. Interesting. What do you think about this? We were talking about this in the Discord, and there was dissent amongst the opinions. How high as a playmaker can you rank him behind the obvious ones like Jokic and Luka? I mean, even LeBron, but how do you stack him up against dudes like Garland and LaMelo, guys that are clearly better pure passers, but not necessarily have the same scoring gravity?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's kind of are you grading on a curve because he's a forward, right? He can do all the forward stuff, and then he gives you sort of a facsimile of, he's not the type of passer LaMelo is, but from a pure effective standpoint, that he's, I think he's flirting with that. I don't know, man. That's a really difficult question. I want to say he's better than Darius Garland as a playmaker, but also I'm not sure the numbers really bear that out. Certainly positionally he's right up there, but I don't know. It just seems like his gravity is so ridiculous to me that and the way the Celtics play is pretty egalitarian. That I think it sort of artificially depresses his playmaking numbers a little bit too. But I don't know. I don't know if I can quite get there. I think we have to talk about is he the best passing forward in the league? And depending on what you count Luka. And the answer there might be yes.
I think where I landed on was the difference between, it depends, kind of depends what you mean by playmaker. Right. Tatum is an offensive engine, his scoring ability with the size, with the ability to create these advantages and get the ball to guys and create easy shots for the team is obviously the overall package puts him up there with anybody. but maybe as a pure definition of the word playmaker, he's not quite into that pure point guard territory. Like Garland is incredible, like getting into the teeth of defense and making plays, and obviously he's an incredible passer. So upon reflection, maybe that word playmaker, it probably isn't quite there. But as far as like
shot creation,
yeah,
like pure shot creation, maybe I don't know. It's tough.
yeah, and then like value from that type of position and size, that's when the conversation kind of breaks, and we end up with the insane advanced numbers when it comes to Tatum. Like he's already back to 99th percentile, advanced type of impact, which we love to see. All right. But yeah, and then so we hit the passing, the playmaking, and he's really letting the game come to him is a great call. Like only 15 shots, not forcing it. Got to the free throw line a bit more. He's doing a good job pulling up and getting guys to bite on his pull up three, and then jumping into them. Ethical, maybe not, but
we'll take it.
It is crazy. Like I know there are people that think that the secret to stopping Jayson Tatum is to like dare him to take pull-ups threes, and I don't even necessarily disagree with it. Like if Jayson Tatum took 15 pull-up threes instead of all the other stuff that he did, would that be better? But are you letting him walk in? Because once he hits one or two, when he gets comfortable, you do roll the dice on him going like, Milwaukee Bucks mode, game 6. But man, fucking everyone's terrified of his pull-up three. Yep. Like whether it is like drawing those fouls or the way that they bite on him, like those head fakes that allow him to get downhill. People are just horrified of the concept of letting him get comfortable with that shot. So I just defer to the coaches of the NBA as far as not wanting to let him get into that specific shot. But I kind of get it. I get the theories. Like just give him some space on that pull up and make him take 12 of them and kind of just live with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like that kind of is sort of what, I guess not really. I was going to say that's sort of what the Mavs kind of tried to do, but not really. It was not taking a lot of threes in that series. He was just getting the Lucas switch and blowing right by him. So yeah, but I think like to your point, like NBA coaches clearly think that if you let him take pull-up threes, he's going to make more than you'd like against you. And once he gets the pull-up three going, that's like the cheat code. We just win when he has the pull-up three going. So yeah, man, like that some team will probably try that in the playoffs, and we'll see how it goes. And I feel
like the Knicks they kind of did it to a degree, and almost what got him into trouble. I remember maybe it was game 1 or game 2 of the Knicks series. He like missed the first one, or he was hesitant to take him. And that Derek White was on the Rosillo pod, and again he's on the Hoops Tonight pod. Derek, what are you doing, brother?
Yeah, get that shot right, bro.
Also, get on this podcast.
Yeah, dude, ridiculous. Come on, man. All right, Jake. Sorry, before we go on, I should really hit PrizePicks here. So the playoff push is heating up and tournament hoops are here. The national championship is tonight. There's no better way to cash in if you're right than on the high-flying hoops action than PrizePicks, where it always feels good to be right. Every bucket, every dime, and every win means more when you're playing on PrizePicks. And with their brand new team picks markets, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals. On top of the player picks, you already know. So cash in if you're right during all the clutch buckets, slam dunks, and Cinderellas this spring with team picks on PrizePicks. Look, Celtics, more on Neemias points and rebounds. We're going more on Jaylen Brown points. We're going more on Jayson Tatum points, rebounds, assists. Book it. It's too easy. The Celtics team are rolling, and they got some nice matchups coming up. So on PrizePicks, I can even pick who's going to cut down the nets and tonight, or who's going to win a ring this summer, whether it's the tournament, the playoffs, or even the international baseball tournament. I can call my shot and cash in if I make the right picks on PrizePicks. Team picks are available now in 35 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Washington, and more. It makes it's super easy to pick game winners, spreads, and totals all on PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on. And you get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right.
I love
What do you want to hit before we hop over to the Patreon, Jake?
We have 2 things we need to do before we go.
Yep.
Twitter beef number one. We'll start with mine that I'm currently in right now.
Love it.
We didn't get to Neemias Queta. He was incredible yesterday. 18 points,
Yes.
9 for 10, 3 blocks, 4 assists. He's just fucking dominating at the moment.
Balling.
Like two-way wrecking ball. And last 5 games, like 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 75% true shooting. Noah Dalzell on the post game yesterday was like, I'm ready to say Neemias Queta is a top 10 big. And this, I don't know, the guy I'm in the argument with was aggressively shooting on Noah. And there's nice ways to disagree with people, by the way, everybody. But what I want to ask you is, who is a better player? Neemias Queta or Alperen Sengun? Because that's the argument I'm currently in right now. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills a little bit. I understand that Sengun made the All-Star team last year. He has the points, rebounds, assists stuff's going to be higher. He has like a 97th percentile usage. The only thing he's really like elite offensively, I mean, the passing's legit, but the gravity, he is a horrendous shooter from that 3-point range, not a lob threat. So the ability to leverage the passing is really nerfed. The only thing he's kind of elite at is like the short mid-range and like that push shot stuff.
Yeah.
When you look at the numbers, and then not a rim protector in the way that some of these best like Neemias Queta is. And then he doesn't shoot shots at the rim. Like he has a 57% true shooting. He takes I looked it up just before. He takes, where is it? Like he's in the 50th percentile as far as here we go. 42% of his shots at the rim, only make 69% of them. It's just really bad for a big man. I'm trying to win in the playoffs. I know who's kind of like got the more glaring weaknesses.
Yeah, so I do think maybe the conversation about whether Queta's top 10 is premature until we see what happens at the playoffs. Because if he gets like completely played off the floor like we did to Pirtle, I do think that fundamentally changes the conversation around him some. It's all well and good when you're dunking on the Bulls in, March, right?
Raptors.
Or the Raptors, yeah.
First round opponent.
So I do like, I want to caveat that some.
Sure.
Sengun represents by far my least favorite player archetype, other than like short guard who can't defend, that can only score. But the big who's not actually a big and can't play center on defense, and also requires him to have the ball a ton to put up stats. He's basically Sabonis to me. And I do not think that archetype of player is a winning basketball player unless you are so otherworldly good offensively that it doesn't matter, like Jokic. So it's hard to say I think Neemi's better. I think it's weird. Like I think Sengun would beat Neemi if they played one-on-one. But if I'm building a championship team, I think I'd rather have Neemi. And if you're asking me, would the Celtics get better if we had Alperen Sengun? I'm not sure they would. I actually think they probably would not. I think he'd undermine their defense in ways that are pretty difficult to solve. And they don't really need what offensive creation he brings, right? Neemi is like exactly the archetype of role-playing center you want next to the Jays. He rebounds, he plays hard, he's a elite pick and roll finisher. He's 86 percentile as a pick and roll finisher. And he's in a borderline. We've all been preaching it, but I've been saying he should be in the all defense conversation because his defense is fucking awesome this year. So like it seems insane to say because, Alperen's like 21, 9 and 6.
Yeah.
I think you can make a damn good argument. It's Neemi.
The most important thing for a big man, unless you're going to be a Jokic or a Wemby, or that's the thing. Like if Sengun's going to be this archetype, same with Sabonis, they need to be better offensively.
Yeah, right.
To make up for the issues defensively. Because if you have a hole at big man, protecting the rim, out in space, you're just not going to win in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's just a fact. End of story. Look at Karl Anthony Towns. That's the first one that comes to mind. Sabonis, obviously, we just talked about. Like, the Hawks are beating the Knicks, so that's good to know.
Sweet.
Love that. That right there just gives Nemi such a big advantage to me. Like, and then offensively, Queta has just improved so significantly. The screen setting has become elite. The offensive rebounding and the defensive rebounding, monstrous. So yeah, so I get it. It's like weird, right? Like Sengun's on the max. Like when you put contracts into it, obviously it's not even a question. Yeah. But like in a pure vacuum, if both guys are, let's say, making the mid-level exception, I just think Queta gives you a better chance to win at the highest level by being a 7-foot athlete, helps you on the margins, protects the rim. Whereas Sengun, it's like, okay, I'm a high usage dude that's great in the mid range, doesn't shoot threes, doesn't have is a really, really good passer, much better passer than Neemias Queta, but I'm not able to leverage that passing ability because teams are either sagging off me from the 3-point line, and then I'm also not a lob threat on the pick and roll. So I'm like, okay, well, what's the point of having the passing ability then? Like, I'm going to run this high screen handoff game that can work, but you got to be really fucking elite around that as a system in order to leverage that specific skill. Give me Neemias Queta.
Damn right. Yeah, this is Z Gamer. Sengun seems like fool's gold, frankly. This player type is always fool's gold to me. When is the last time like the first or second best player on the team fit into this archetype? You know, again, understanding that Jokic kind of fits it, but he is such a ridiculous outlier offensively. We just put him aside. He does not count. Like these guys just don't win in the conference finals if they even get there. Has Sabonis ever won a playoff round?
Neither of them have.
Neither of them have ever won a playoff round. There we go. Yeah, like, and I get Sengun's 23, 24, whatever he is. Like, he's still got some time to improve, but he can't switch and he can't protect the rim. So what the hell do you do with him? Like,
I mean, granted, they've built a good defense despite that, right?
Totally.
So it can be done. But again, regular season versus playoffs. I guess we'll see in a week. Yeah. Guess we'll see in a week. I started a poll on Twitter, who's better in a vacuum, and Queta's currently winning slightly, but one of the haters replied being like, I guess the Celtics should go 16-3 in the playoffs if they've got someone at center who is as good as Alperen Sengun, which maybe they should. Maybe they will.
That's kind of a false equivalency, though, in a lot of ways, right? Because like we don't know what they do. Like maybe we get swept in the first round. Who knows if Sengun would change that or not, right? Yeah. So, but anyway, do you want to talk
next?
Yeah, talk about Simmons.
next Twitter beef. I got the Tommy gun. If you like, so Bill Simmons recently had a segment like there's a mailbag question, who is the best player, or who are the best players in NBA history to never actually have the belt for the best player in the league in that season? And he said Steph Curry as like one of the first guys that came to his mind. And Tommy Gunn from Light Years Pod, great guys. Memory holing the unanimous MVP Steph is so fucking crazy. Steph was getting MJ comps in 2016. Love Simmons, but good God, take something for the dementia. I think it was all good until the dementia comment. Yeah. And then you're just opening yourself up. Because, like, there's been plenty of moments where I've been like, oh, Low or Simmons maybe said something. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to retweet them in a mean way because I love those guys. And I would really hate for my life to include something where Simmons was mean to me because I want to be his best friend. And I want to have a fun conversation with him. Tommy, and then Bill Simmons goes, hey, dickhead, LeBron finished 2016 winning the last 3 final games and the title. You should worry about your own career. This will be the highlight of yours that I responded to you. There's a reason you are where you are. And then Tommy Gunn, it gets bad from here. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Big fan, by the way. Are we going to talk about the fact that Steph didn't play in the 2016 Olympics because his knee was so destroyed at the Warriors shut him down for the summer? Or we can ignore that, I guess. If you're going to do this historian shit, be fucking accurate, dickhead. Knock, you fucking idiot, Bill Simmons. You claim to be a historian of basketball. You can't remember Steph being the best player in 2016. I know. It gets worse. And then today went on his own tirade about how everybody thinks you're embarrassing and
wow, he's losing it. I mean, holy shit, dude. This is crazy.
So it's I feel I can pull up that part of it because I didn't actually notice that till recently. But,
can I just say, like,
yeah, go ahead.
Part of Simmons's charm is the fact that he is just kind of firing from the hip at a lot of this stuff. Like, it's just strange to me to take Bill maybe forgetting. I mean, there's a very good argument like Steph fits that. I think I would side with Steph at some point was the best player in the league when that exactly was. Hard to say, but I don't think it's crazy to be like, no, LeBron was better than him right then. Like, I don't know, man. Like, to have such a visceral reaction to the initial take, like, whatever. I get you're kind of just bullshitting on Twitter, but then to just like have Bill respond and go way over the top, to me, it's just like, man, move on, dude. Like, this isn't helping.
To come back multiple days later and be like, everybody thinks you're embarrassing. You're a shtick about like he gives a shit. All that stuff that we love about Simmons, and for you to keep digging that hole, that's when he lost it. And to be like, hey, big fan, but then also end it with dickhead. You can't have it both ways, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was trying to do both. And also Warriors fans were like, Bill's just mad about 2022. And it's like, you think Bill's mad about 2022? And Steph, you think how mad he is about the amount of times LeBron's kicked the shit out of the Celtics? He hates LeBron.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not surprised it's
LeBron's a Laker right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm not surprised that you've sided with Tommy Gunn here and that Steph was maybe the best player in 2016.
Yeah, LeBron was maybe top 5.
I think both sides have a case.
Yeah, totally.
Like, and I do understand why Warriors fans are mad about how Bill has been going on about how Shea is having this like Michael Jordan, Kobe level guard stretch and has never mentioned Steph really. And I do think that's just kind of a mistake that he's made by accident.
I always took it as like play style wise because Shea operates in the mid range so much, and that's why he keeps comparing them. Not like Steph was just an anomaly. He just plays totally different to those guys. Where I thought he kept saying like Shea is the natural evolution of like that type of guard. So that's how I always took it. But I mean, maybe I'm like, at least like that was part of why he was making, and I do understand he was like the best guard season since. So I understand why you take it that way. But I don't know, that's always, I thought kind of was the undercurrent is like Steph is he even a guard? He's not he's an alien. He's just a shooting alien. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you even compare him to MJ? Because like the way Steph shoots is just nothing like how MJ played. Whereas Shea, it like fits in very nicely as a comparison.
Yeah, and positionally, I think of Steph as more of a point guard and those guys more as shooting guards, even though Shea has the ball more. But I'm sure we would be mad to a degree if this was happening to us. The key is you ask for the smoke, with the dementia comment, and that's what you get. And you're never gonna win that battle.
No, and there's just like you can't take Bill that seriously, man. That's like the whole point of why it's so fun, because it's like he's just kind of up there saying shit,
I think like this year, because I haven't been able, like last few years, I've been watching like 2-3 games a day, like every podcast, like highest level analysis my smooth brain is capable of. And then now this year, watching probably half as much, and then listening to like Simmons is one of my priorities. And like, I had a reflective moment. I'm like 99% of normal humans, which reflects like the 1% that are on Twitter, talk about basketball much more like Bill Simmons than they do like the dunker spot, Jayson Tatum, like the high level advanced analytics, X's and O's. Most of it is Bill Simmons, Rosillo, like dudes talking ball style. I think it's important to remember that when you're wandering around the real world.
Yeah, dude. I in my office, somebody was going to New York and she was like, I might go to a Nets game. And there's like another guy who's like, a casual NBA fan. And they're like, "Who is even on the Nets?" And I rattled off like 4 players.
Yeah.
Then they were like, "What the fuck? Why would you know that?"
Are you
what I mean?
okay?
Like, yeah. What? Why?
Dude, you
So,
haven't
like,
seen Traore, dude?
yeah, it's like Nick's Claxton's pretty good, man. His passing this year's really come a long way.
The Celtics could really have a close look at Clowney,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's probably a good way to end it. We'll jump over to Patreon for this Neemias Queta, Jayson Tatum deep dive now. It's been a pleasure. Late night tomorrow is a maybe currently after the Hornets game. And then the next day I'm getting on a 15.5-hour flight to Dallas.
Woo.
So sounds good. All right, we'll see you over on the Patreon. Peace.
Peace.